Yes, good. Just let it roll.
Okay, yeah, we'll roll.
Okay. I've actually got it written down so that I've really stated mine. Hello, everyone, and thank you, Peter, for the opportunity of having a chat tonight. We are supposed to be doing this together, Alan Lundgren and I, with 5 minutes each, and Alan decided to go into hospital instead. So we wish him all the best. But I've got the Rorke's component now as well. Look, for those of you who may not know me, my name is Janne Speirs. I'm from the Rotary Club of Alvin. I was District Governor of 982 in 2018-19 when we had the big multi-district conference at MPEC in Melbourne. I've been involved in emergency management in 982 for probably, well, since the Black Saturday fires in 2009, and at least formally or informally, committee or chair since that time. And I was talking to Colin last year about emergency management, and early this year, he said to me, well, we're going to do this and this and this and this, and by the way, you'd love to put a team together, wouldn't you? Okay, so I'm back, but it sounds weird to say I love it, but I do. You'll note that there is a rolling screen, so please watch that rather than me. But it's basically some photos from the last few months, but also going back to 2009 in the Latrobe Valley and 2019 in East Gippsland. And I won't be speaking to them, but what I wanted to actually do was, in view of what's happened and that it's out of district, and that I've been getting clubs ringing me and saying, what is actually happening with the money, etc. And I'll get on to Rorke's afterwards when I do Alan's slides. So what I wanted to do was spend a few minutes talking to you about what is happening in the district generally and what we will be looking for in the next few months, because really a bushfire comes, it's on the news, you know what it's like, it's on the news, it's in the newspapers for a few days, maybe a week, depending on how long it burns for, and then it stops. And it tends to, go away in inverted commas. And it's the same with disasters overseas and all those sort of things. They move on to the next thing. But bushfires, according to Canberra statistics from the 1990s, are a 10-year minimum recovery phase. And we could certainly bear that out after 2009. So what you've got to remember is, yes, there's a lot of stuff that happens immediately, but we've also got to be very, very careful that we think about not just those getting them clothed and getting them some money so they can buy groceries and stuff, but thinking about the change of season clothes. What are they going to do for furniture, etc. Now, therefore, I want to actually thank everybody who answered that call of Peter Benz and myself to put money initially into Rotary Strasbourg Community Service. That has been really well followed up. Do thank people for that. And I will talk a little bit later about what that is actually doing. Now, I think that what I've also been hearing, though, is clubs that are wanting to think about doing more. I've got one club that I know has a history of going out at some point and helping Blaze Aid doing fencing. And they'd be wrapped out there because a lot of fencing will be on flat ground instead of like that. There are people that have sent some hay up, even though we tend to stay away from hay now because the lions just do hay so well. There are people who are looking at, and I want to actually thank Yvette Consolino and the Rotary Club of Sorrento for what they've done in presenting the most incredible prospectus and project design to assist State Schools Relief Committee. Now, those of you who know primary schools or secondary schools know that the old education maintenance allowance or state school relief help kids that are struggling to get to school with the equipment they need. obviously that need has just jumped by miles. And even though there were no schools actually lost, it's a situation where the kids haven't got their uniforms, haven't got their books, haven't got this or that or the next thing. And mum and dad have got so much else on their plate that it is really, really hard for them to actually think about the news high. So basically what they're doing is they're asking that every club thinks about a small donation to State Schools Relief. Sorrento is going to support them anyway, but there has been a mail out, but I am going to ask Gail Tra to send the prospectus to individual club presidents again, just to be sure that everybody has got a hold of it. Even $50 or $100 for them will either help them to top up the coffers after denuding them with the demand that there's been over in the western and central part of the state, or it will assist them in helping these kids in the longer term. So that is a really, really, really important thing. You'll see on your tables a poster or a flyer for the Bushfire Relief Program. Now that's come out of the Victorian Emergency Relief Network, and we actually have Gabby, I should have checked this, Neville from the Rotary Club of Nunawading, who is in the Eastern Emergency Relief Network. They have now, after some thought, put out a list of furniture items that they can store in special storage they have got. And I've just been talking to someone at the table who got a house load of furniture because an older family member has passed away. If someone's going into care, if someone is downsizing, then this might be something that you can help with, or you've just got stuff at home that you don't use anymore and you've still got it stored. Maybe this would be something you can help with. There is an email address there, and I'm sure that Gabby will help you with what is anything you'd like to know. So I think that what we've got to look at is we're the only district at the moment, and we had fires, but for a change, the fires stayed more or less in the bush, did lots of damage, but they didn't actually get to any towns. The other three districts in the state have all been affected more or less, with 9790, which is our northern neighbour, just put it that way, having suffered the most. Now, what I'm going to be doing in the next week or so is putting some phone calls and emails out to people that I know, and you will notice on one of the walk slides that Alan had, that we are in a situation where the Rotary District Governor of 9790, Emma Davis, is actually on the Rorke's list as being she and Rorke's are really working well together. But what is happening is they're looking at projects at the moment. They're looking at people that need the stuff most. They will go to Rorke's and they will start to actually work through that. So I think in terms of what we do, we need to actually look at what is happening after the money goes in. Now, if you would like to turn over to that one, thank you. We're in a situation where we're distant from things this time, but at the same time, I think if you could go on to the next one, please, David. We've got a situation, you can see there the yellow dots where all the fires were. The two over in the east were fortunately in bush, in plantations, but didn't actually impact any properties. But the others, and of course, the Longwood fire is the big one in the middle, they have been really hard hit. You can see there $200 million and over 3,000 insurance claims. Now, what next one, please? If you look at the appeal goals for Rorke's, relief funding, which started going out very, very quickly, $500 debit cards that people were given very soon after the fires. I have heard some people say, but in the past, there have been people that haven't actually use their cards. You can't look at that. You've got to look at the cohort you've got now. Those debit cards save people. They can buy some shoes for their kids for sport, all sorts of things that I have personally heard when people get debit cards from Lorks. Community support, all sorts of things. Mental health will be the long-term one, thanks, David. Now, this is where Emma Davis from 9790 is. All sorts of things that they will look at, and the counselling will really move. You'll note they do also have school uniforms. Next one, please. Just a very quick one, finally, to look at the donation page for Rorks. If you haven't done anything yet and you would like to, you can go into the Rorks website. There is a Bushfire icon that you can click on. You'll come up with this page. You'll come up with a page that gets all your details. The next page on will be the payment details. It does take credit card, but if you want to do a direct transfer as a club, you can do it in that page that comes after this initial one. Please, though, put the name of your club in the box. The name of Victorian buyers in the box so that the money will stay in Victoria. Thank you.